Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about boundaries. We've been spending the last few weeks learning all about codependency, and now this is the second level of the Authentic Soul Self Pyramid, which is all about boundaries. And so I get a lot of questions like, what actually is a boundary? What does that mean? Are there different types? So here's a brief overview. A boundary is it's different for everybody, so it's not one set thing, and so it depends on like your culture, your family of origin, your life experiences. Those are all going to come into play, but overall it's your personal space. So that is like your physical boundary. So it's either like somebody's like legit in your physical space, like the close talker, like, oh my God, close talker, doesn't this kind of freak you out? So it's like you want to be able to like sit back, like that is my number one boundary violation. Like, do not close talk to me, please. I will like legit like just take a step back. It could also mean like, you're at work and then all of a sudden you go into your office and somebody is like literally in your office. That is another example of a physical boundary. They could also show up emotionally and intellectually. And so if you're having a feeling and you're like, oh, I'm so sad that this happened, and somebody says, you feel that way? That's an emotional boundary cross. Another way they show up is intellectually. So, it's either you think something and then another person says similarly, like, oh, you think that way? Or you are judging somebody based on their beliefs and their thoughts, and that's different from yours. And so it's like if you're super closed-minded, that could be a boundary violation. It's about being loving and accepting of others, even though they're different, your thoughts and your beliefs. And so, another way that it shows up is time. So if you are constantly giving somebody else your time, that's a boundary violation where you give so much to others that you have no time left for yourself. So that's another boundary cross. Boundaries are on a spectrum, so you could have super rigid boundaries where you're not letting anyone or anything in, and they could be super open and flexible, and that like you're almost like this energetic garbage dump, and that's no good either. So you want to be someplace a little bit in the middle. And so it's important to note like when like your body is constantly giving you signals. And so if somebody is that close talker, I know I feel it in like the pit of my stomach, and I'm just like, ugh, like you're too close. And so your body is constantly speaking to you, and it's up to you to learn how to decode what your body is saying to you. So it might just be like, okay, back up, this person's a close talker, or it might be like that squirmy feeling in your stomach, which is like, you need to get out of here. So it's that intuition also. So you're constantly learning how to hone your boundaries so that you could decode your own self, so that you could take care of yourself in the best way. It is also important to note that, again, boundaries are going to be different for different people. They're going to be different in different experiences. And, the goal is to let the good stuff in and keep the bad stuff out. And your body, again, is going to tell you that. It's like that age-old schoolyard phrase, I'm rubber, you're glue. No matter whatever you say to me is going to bounce off of me and stick to you. That kid is a boundaries genius. And so that is really what I wanted to talk to you about with boundaries. Oh, here's a little fun fact. Boundaries is basically the psych term for your energy field and your aura. So there's that too. I'll leave you thinking on that one. Next week, we are going to break down the two main ways that you could learn how to set boundaries. So stay tuned. It's a good one. Thanks. Bye.